Hello everyone, welcome again to ITLS Academy, a great learning platform. So myself Advocate Priyanka, and today in the series of clinical research we are going to talk about the writing a protocol. Here I would like to clear that this protocol about the research protocol. So how to write a research protocol. It is lecture 24 of this series. Let's continue. So in this today's topic we are going to talk about few things. Like as usual, first we will go through the highlights of previous session to connect you with this session, and then second we will come back to our today's topic, that is the protocol budget. Writing protocol. So first we will see that what is basically the protocol in the term of research, and then we will see that how to choose research topic. So here it may look little bit different things, like here I'm talking about the protocol and then again I am talking about the research topic. But when I will talk about the protocol, then you will understand that why I am talking about here the research topic. After that, we will see that what is the need of protocol, then what is the process of writing protocol, and then what are the formats of protocol. So let's continue. First, we will see that in our previous lecture, that was the overview of technology transfer basically. So what we have discussed in previous video, we have discussed about that what is the technology transfer, and previous to previous we have talked about the technology development. So technology development, if you know, then it would be easy for you to know about the technology transfer. If anything new is developed, that means something new knowledge if you have, then it must be transferred to others, then only it will be the beneficial for the community. So this is basically the technology transfer in general terms, if we say that it is the basically transfer of knowledge. So technology transfer is the process of transferring or disseminating technology from the person or organization that owns or holds it to another person or organization in an attempt to transfer inventions and scientific outcomes into new products and services that benefit society. That means technology transfer is basically transfer of the any scientific knowledge from one organization to other organization, from universities to industries. It is transferred across borders also. Then why it is transferred? Because if when it will be transferred, then only it will be go through the community, we will get we will get benefited from it. And obviously because of the technology transfer, there is the chance of development of the something new technology also. So that's why technology transfer is a very important for nowadays, and nowadays it is easily transferred because of this digitalization. Now after that we have seen that where technology transfer exchange places, so it basically takes places in the university to industry, as I told, industry to industry, government agency to industry, international or cross borders. Then we have seen that what are the tools for technology transfer. So here I mean to say tools, that means the what. So basically tools, here I mean to say that what are the ways for technology transfer, how technology can be transferred. So there are so many ways, like first licensing, second spin-off companies, merging, consultancy agreement, education and training, collaboration. So if you want to know about the details of each thing, that how it is done, then you can go and watch the previous video, that is the lecture number 23 about the technology transfer. Then we have seen that for the process of technology transfer, how it is transferred, like how contracts are made, all the things we have seen in the previous video. Then what are the types of technology transfer, vertical and horizontal. We have discussed a lot about both types. And then we have seen that what are the impact of technology transfer. Impact of technology transfer obviously never means only about the positive impact. Always there are some positive and negative impacts. So we have discussed about the both positive and negative impacts of the technology transfer. So this was all about highlights about the previous session. Now we will move to our today's topic, that is the protocol writing. So before going to do the protocol writing, that how it is done, first you should know that what is the protocol. Protocol is basically made up of Greek word that is the protocolon. Proto means first, colon means glue. So originally it was referred to the first sheet of glued paper attached to a manuscript or a scroll. That means you can say that this is basically giving the all overview of that particular thing, that how it is going to be done. So this is the meaning of, that's why it's used here as a protocol. That means I think now you have a little bit understood that what is the protocol. That means protocol is basically giving the plan of the study, detailed plan of your study about of your research. So now you know that why I have mentioned there that about protocol, we will know that how to choose the research subject, because to make any plan of the study, obviously there must be a research subject, and you must be careful about the choosing research subject also, because if you have chosen something research subject that is not so good, not we can't say that not so good, but not so like as it should be there, so then there must be problem in the writing of the protocol also. So now come back to the protocol. So protocol is basically the detailed plan of the study. It is a document that describes the background, rational objectives, design, methodology, statistical considerations, and organization of a clinical research project. That means for any research project, protocol is the document. By reading, you can understand that basically what are the methods, what are the objectives, and what is the background of this research. That's why protocol writing is very important. You will have to be careful when you are about to write the protocol. Now next is that how to choose research question. Why I am talking here about this, because I just wanted to know or let you know that before writing protocol, you must know that for which research subject you are writing. So for research question, also you must know that is your research question, you can say that is your research question like relatable or not, because when you will choose the research question, it will be good research question, then there will be the good protocol writing or further investigations or further research. So for the choosing research questions, few things to consider before it. Like first, topic meets the assignment requirement when it is done. Research question is when written. Research question is done when you have some research subject, research topic, or you have some assignments for your uh, project, for your thesis, anything, and that time you write the research question. So you must be careful that your research question is meeting about what is the your assignment requirement. Like if something you have the assignment requirement, like you have to compare the patenting rules between the USA and India, then what should be your the research questions? You will have to be careful. It should not be, your research questions should not be like patenting in India and EU or something like that. It should be focused basically on your assignment. Then next is that topic that is interesting to you also. So if assignment is given to you, obviously you can't change the assignment if it is the part of your project. But when you are writing the research question, you should write question in this way that it should be interesting for you. So it should not be, you should not be bored at the end or in the middle of your research. Then consider the scope of topic. Is your topic is your topic has some scope, also has some future scope, has some is your topic is giving some benefits to the society or not? So this thing should be also considered. Good topic should not be more narrow or broader. So what do you mean by the more narrow or broader? So for example, see here I have taken like broad topic. It is a very broad topic, like to study patenting rules. So here we are not mentioning about anything like where in which there are so in for each country there are different patenting rules. So it will be very broad topic, and then it will be very hard for you to difficult for you to go through the research things. Then what is the better topic? Better topic is that like you can make it little bit narrow, like to study patenting rule in USA or in India, or comparing to USA and India. So it is basically narrowing your research topic. Now it should not be too narrow. So what can be too narrow topic? Just for example, in context of this only, we can see that to study history of patent in Delhi in India. Now it's too narrow. Like you are talking about the history of patent in India, but you are talking only about the Delhi. So it's a too narrow topic. You will have not more materials, more things to research about this. But what can you do instead of this? You can do that to study history of patent in India. Now it is the broad topic, not very broader, but it is a broad topic, or you can say it is the suitable topic. So this is how you can choose your research questions. Now we will come back to the protocol writing. That what is the process of protocol writing? Protocol writing is basically at the time of planning a writing protocol, you should keep few things in your mind. Like first, is our protocol adequate to answer the research questions and achieve the study objective? Like what is your protocol in protocol, what you have given the methods. So is it sufficient? Is it giving complete answer of your research questions? Like what is your research questions as patenting rules in India or patenting rule in USA? So is your methodology or everything is giving the right answer? You can achieve the study objective or not? Then is it feasible in the particular setup for the study? Like you have given some very complex protocol methodology, but do you have all the facilities, all the cell sources to complete your study? If not, then you should rethink about your protocol. So these things are very important before you start to writing a protocol. And one more additional thing, that does it provide enough detail that can allow another investigator to do the study and arrive at the conclusions. So it is also important that when you write protocol and when it comes to the researchers, they after seeing looking at that your protocol, they must know that okay, what you are trying to say. They must know to they should reach to some conclusion. It is not like that what you are telling in a protocol, it is not giving any fruitful conclusion. So these type of things we should consider before the writing of or planning of writing a protocol. Now what is the format of proposal? That is the protocol writing. So what should be the format for protocol writing? You are writing the proposal, so what should be the format? So for this, there should be must project title, then project summary. After that, project description that will include objectives, methodology, data management and analysis, that how you are going to manage the data, how you are going to analysis the data. After that, ethical considerations also, that okay, you have considered the ethical things which should be considered in your proposal. It is not like that you are not considering any ethical things. Then gender issues, references, all references from you are where you have taken all the things, it should be there in the proposal. So this is the basically format of the protocol writing, or you can say the proposal writing. Now for all these things what we discussed in the previous slide, it should be organized in a way like there should be three sections. So in the first sections of research protocol, it must start from details of the coordinator, or you can say the investigators and all others who are the important contact persons of the whole study and research. Because when if anyone is doing anyone is involving in this research, then they will have the contact information. When they have any problem, so they can contact directly to that person about only seeing the first section or first phase of your protocol. So and it will not delay the process. They will have not to go from here and there to such that contact person. So this is very important, and in first section they used must start from the details of the or all you can say related personals. Then in second edition is basically the detailed study of your research. So here you should start with like a title, then keywords, after that background, and what is the ongoing project, how your project is giving some benefit from the background. Obviously when you are going to do or when you are doing any research, because there are some lack in the previous research or in the previous solution, and you are giving solutions for this, you are filling that gap. So this should be mentioned here also. So basically, second section is about the answering some questions like what is the project about, what is already available in the current market regarding to this, what are you giving, why are you giving these things, and how will this community will get benefited from your present study. So all these things are mentioned in the second section. Then last is third section. So in third section, in this, it is a very short section. So in this section, there are basically various pieces of information regarding safety and insurance coverage details, funding on financial support. So it should be like transparent. If anyone is coming and looking at your protocol, so they should know that from where you got the fundings, is do you have any insurance coverage or not, what the for any research, if there are any particular safety measures to be taken, so it should be also mentioned there. So if we say that all sections are very important from first to third, and by using this method, you can write, you can say, very good protocol. Now, next question is that why there is need of protocol? Why, um, why we should write the protocol? Obviously, when we have the writing thesis, all things we are giving, then what is the need of protocol? So basically, need of protocol for the few things like first, scientific quality control. It gives the comprehensive idea of design, method, and result. So as I told earlier, that by the looking at the protocol, and if any other scientific community is looking at this protocol, they will get the comprehensive idea like what method you have used, what is the result, how did you, how have you done the analysis. Then efficiency and planning, it helps in finding any flaws at earlier stage. Like if we have written protocol, obviously you will write the protocol in starting, that how you are going to do this, how you are overcoming the previous problems. And when you will write it, then you will, at that time only, you will get to know that okay, this is possible or it is not possible. So you will get the flaws at any at a very earliest stage, and it would be beneficial for the researchers who are involved in the research, that particular research. Then next is ethical board approval. So this protocol is required for approval from the ethical board also. And transparency, by documenting exact procedures, it allow other researchers to study it well and reproduce the study if needed. So if it is written in the proper clear way, then others can use it. As I told, like it should be more transparent, it should be more transparent, others can study it well and they can reproduce if they require for their study. So this was all about the protocol writing, that what is the protocol, how can we choose the research subject, what is the need of protocol, what are the main sections of the protocol, what is the format of protocol. So if you have any problem in these topics, you can write in the comment section. As I tell every time, that please make it interactive by writing the comment section, and I will definitely come back with the doubt clearing sessions. Our next topic is going to be writing evolution of a protocol budget. So in next topic, we are going to talk about the that how to evaluate the protocol budget, like about the budget of the any clinical trials or any research, how to evaluate that. It is going to be interesting topic, because you will get to know that and I must say that by watching this video, I mean next video which is coming, you will be able to plan a budget for any other thing also. By the watching at the protocol budget, you will get to idea that how to plan for the any budget, for the preparing for any budget. So thank you so much, and I acknowledge that images and some study materials are taken from the Google free available resources. Thank you so much for Google also, and thank you all. And please don't forget follow ITLS Academy on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. It is a great learning platform, and you will get the diverse topics at one platform. This is the basically benefit of this platform, or you can say that this is the added value of this platform. So thank you so much for watching. I will come back soon with our next topic, that is the evaluation of protocol budget. Till now, for now, bye bye. Thank you so much.